So single-player missions are definitely changed for us. I mean, largely, if you go back to the original, there were some levels that had gimmicks, but at the core, largely, it was build up an army and go wipe out some AIs on islands or in different areas of the map, or play through and sort of control this number of units through the mission sort of thing, where you don't build up, but you just control hero units effectively. So this time around, we've definitely tossed that on its ear. We're trying to really make, there may be some of the core fundamentals there, but there is, every single mission has something like that. You can actually, or should if you haven't, go back and play some of the missions like Redstone, which was available before, where it's a volcanic planet and the lava swells up and goes down and you have to collect a certain number of resources on that one. Every single mission continues with that theme throughout, where it's going to be different there. You may build on very fundamental principles, but you'll have a sort of a different gimmick along the way. So that's definitely different for us.
I bring tidings of doom. Zeratul.
StarCraft 2's campaign goes into this new territory for us called story mode. We make it all about player choice. You choose the missions you want to go in, you choose the technologies you want to use after those missions as you earn money, research various things, and purchase merc groups that go along with you. In our original RTS games, and going back to the original StarCraft, it was a linear game. You played each mission in a row. You had a briefing that was said to you with some portraits that talked. But largely, if you want to understand what's on the mission and the story, you just watch that. Now the player chooses how much or how little of the game they want to experience, which way they want to go, what missions they want to play, what units they want to expose themselves to, and how they want to upgrade those things. So for us, it's a very, very different game. I think the thing I'm most excited about that is the fact that the experience is yours. So going back to the StarCraft 1 motif, where you just listened to a briefing and then went into the game and played it. If you wanted to skip it, you just skipped all of it and then got 3 bullet points of what you wanted to do when you got in the mission. Now, you can watch just a briefing if that's what you want to do and learn about the mission, but if you do want to understand what's Raynor's angle, where's he coming from, why are they doing these things, what just happened as a result of the mission I played, you can go to things like news reports and converse with various players in the story mode space that we've created. So it's all new territory for us. I'm really excited about it. I think it really does put a lot more choice in the player's hands than what we've ever done before.
Laser output is good. Drilling will take some time, but there's no other way into the temple. Sir, the Tal'Darim are mobilizing their forces against us. So we set a perimeter and protect the drill until we're through.
For StarCraft 2 itself, we've definitely, the game we've looked the most to is StarCraft. I mean, we're hearkening to the legacy. We've looked to Warcraft 3 certainly for some of the things about cleaning up user interface and ways to present things to the player. We've been looking at all of them. There's been a ton of great games that have come out in the RTS genre. For us, I think, for me at least, my observations were a lot of experimentation went on that went off into a lot of just different areas than we've done previously, and very cool things, very cool ideas that are out there. Interestingly enough, I feel like there was so much experimentation that went off those ways that we've kind of circled back to where the really economy-heavy game is almost fresh in its own right, because there's been so much go away from resourcing, that sort of stuff in a lot of the more recent RTS games. We, as best possible, want a player that played the original to sit down and go, I remember this game, and even say, I recognize how it looks and all those things too, but then once they start to play it, that they do recognize that particular strategy they used in the old days really doesn't work anymore. So how we did it is we just out the gates kind of identified how much of the original content do we want there. We identified early we want resourcing to be the same. We wanted about 40 to 60% new units per side. And we sat down and set out with that goal, and largely have hit that goal. I think where we wanted to be innovative, we did that in how you interface with the story and the campaign and the online service. So the two, we also said that too. One of the challenges with that is we're going to be innovative and different for us in single player, and same with Battle.net. We'll do lots of neat things there. But then it was sitting down and figuring out what that was. We didn't, when we sat down and said it will harken to the legacy at its core in the multiplayer game, that was pretty clear to us. We had to figure out the units and all that, but that was pretty clear. I think the other things were much more challenging to come up with.
It's been 4 years. You show up out of nowhere.
Time is short. You must understand. The answers you seek lie within. Study it well. The fate of creation hangs